And welcome to the Strong Girl Shuffle. Once again, we're in person. We're trying this on a different camera, so I apologize for the quality of the last one. I tried, but
We learned our lesson.
exactly.
But yeah, we're back and we're better than ever. We got the natural light going for us. We're in Alice's place.
Mhm.
We're in the chill zone, and today is a very special day because well, first of all, we're at your place, but we're actually going to talk about your second competition.
We're gonna talk about my competition, New Brunswick Strongest.
Yeah. But before we go into that, we are going to shuffle in, talk about our goals, do a little tear out, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty stuff.
All the recap.
All the recap stuff.
Perfect.
Right.
So, how have your goals been going?
Oh, me first?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So
Most
far.
of this podcast is going to be about me, so talk.
She's giving me the opportunity. She's like, here, I'm going to be talking for the next 30 minutes. Might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, gym's been a little bit less active. There's actually some construction going on in that area.
Oh.
So, the traffic's just closed off.
Yeah.
And it's such a pain to try to find parking.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go for a run.
Fair enough.
So I've been doing a lot of walking, a lot of hiking. Actually I think I did a 30,000 step walk the other day.
That's crazy.
So it was higher than what I was expecting. Just kind of put in my music and just kept going.
Going for
the goal.
Nope. No.
So definitely been doing that a little bit more. Water intake has been incredible. I have a lot of things to thank for that, but it's been going really, really well. Definitely been going a little bit better now because I'm adding lemon to my water. So I like that little flavor agent.
Gotcha.
Once my mint leaves come in, I'll start adding some mint to my water.
Cute.
Reading's going really good. Writing, not so much. It mainly because I've been focusing on the reading aspect of it and trying to understand what the audience is looking for rather than actually the writing aspect of it.
Okay.
And the Writers Guild's kind of quieted down for a little bit in the beginning of May, and then they're going to be opening up again after Mother's Day.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of have a little bit of a breaking period where I can just chill, focus on my reading, and then get back into the writing later.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So that's the plan for right now.
Nice.
I think that's it. That's my list of goals.
Perfect.
How about you?
Mine's been going pretty good. So I did take a little bit of a break from the gym just 'cause I got a really bad cold. And so I felt like I took a sick day on Tuesday, which is usually a gym day. And then Thursday, the gym I was at was under construction on Tuesday as well.
Wow.
Right? Small world. So I didn't get to the gym at all this week, but we're getting back into it. Strongman to take a little break just because they're moving. So that will be starting up on next Friday, which I'm excited for. I went for a one walk today because I'm going to be I want to start walking, and I have a little rock that I place on the Fed Trail that I go and try to meet to. So I did that once, but started somewhere.
Nice. It's a start.
It's a start. The rock is there.
We said we were going to start in May.
Exactly. I did. It was actually I started before May. I started that Monday.
Good.
Yeah. And water's been going really great. My water bottle stuck has been very good. Yeah, hiding away. I love this water bottle. It's been really helped me get some more water in. Right now, I actually have some BioSteel in here. Just a little hydration just with being sick and feeling a little
No, that's smart.
Meal prep's been going good. I cooked up some chicken, and then I've been mixing around with different rice and noodles, and I don't have no potatoes, but got some starch and vegetables in there. So that's what
no potatoes.
I don't got no potatoes. Wrong with me? I need to go across Terry.
Knock on neighbors' doors.
Oh, well, they've left buckets down before, so no, surprisingly, no potatoes.
Wow.
That was shocking. So journaling has not happened. I've kind of taken that off of the goals. It's not something I haven't done it. Maybe I will, but it's not there.
I had a suggestion for that actually. I was thinking about you the other day when I started doing a video journaling thing for a personal reason, but I found that starting just the first day of the month and then doing a recap at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried doing that?
No.
Would you ever consider it?
I would consider. I also would consider doing video journaling versus
Yeah.
like blogging,
Yeah.
versus writing. It's just I don't enjoy the writing aspect. I'm not opposed to it. But I would like to. The goal is to at least do a little bit of writing this month,
Mhm.
just because I have some big goals that I want to accomplish
Yeah.
coming in the next few months. And
To be talked about soon.
yes, we have some big goals. So I want to kind of keep track of my progress, and like I find when I write things down, I do tend to stick with it better,
Yeah.
as much as I hate it. um, book is another thing. I don't know if it was a goal I had mentioned, but I have kind of a personal goal to read 12 books this month.
Yes.
Or this month.
This year.
It took me 4 months to read one book. Because I'm definitely more of an audiobook. I've learned.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoy the aspect of reading, I'm a multitasker. So I like to do other things while I'm reading. Like today, while I was tidying up, I was listening to May's book club book on audiobook.
Oh, nice.
I definitely like to. So I'm almost done one more book. Like it's so good. I'm like, I just don't want to end at this point. It's just like I have a chapter left, and I'm like, "Brr."
Oh, you're not ready for it to close.
I'm not ready for it to end. So yeah, no, my goal's been going really good.
Good.
Yeah,
Huh. May's starting off on a really, really good foot.
it is. It is. And this
Okay.
is a very exciting weekend. We're currently filming in between events at World's Strongest Man. We are very invested.
We're in the middle of watching Laws in between acts.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So this one might be a little bit of a rushed episode because we're
Just gotta watch that keg toss.
We gotta see those stats.
The stats. You know I'm already there. Phone's off to the side, but I have my stats.
Yeah. So with that being said, we are going to do a tarot session. I think this was a really productive month. I'm actually like crazily impressed with how much progress we've made.
We've been very productive.
You know what it is though, because the weather's warming up.
I know it's so nice and sunny out right now.
No snow.
Hey, we're not. No, don't you jinx me like that. There was snow on my car in the last 2 weeks, so therefore,
yes,
it ain't over yet. We're still in Canada, man. Snow's not done till June.
Oh yes, yeah.
I know.
I still remember there was a snowstorm on my birthday.
Exactly, it happens.
It does.
Yeah. So yes, the weather is definitely. It's a gorgeous day out today. It's nice and bright and sunny, so it definitely puts
12 degrees.
Not that high. I didn't know that. Definitely puts everyone in a better mood.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be using the Animal Tarot deck today. One of my favorites. Oh, I just love this deck. It's so cheery. It's a very positive one and very pretty. I admit.
May you always be on the inner quest. How come we never noticed that before? I never noticed that one before.
You don't usually open the box, to be honest.
I don't.
Yeah, that's why. There's a quote on the inside of the cover of this one too.
Exciting. I noticed that actually when I was going through the anime tarot from our last episode, that there was like your inner power quote on the side.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, great. Yeah, they have little mantras. So 2 feet, 4 feet, scales or hide. May our minds stay open and our wings span wide.
Isn't that cute?
That is adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. It's always good when you have like when anything has like a nice little quote to it. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it kind of connects it all together.
Yeah, it brings you into a better mood, better mindset. And it gives you something like a positive affirmation.
Yeah, almost. Yep.
So we used this deck in the past, if you can't tell from the iridescent background. But these cards are actually like one of Allie's favorites and one of mine too. I think this was my first reading you did with the animal deck, and there was another one that you blended with it.
Probably the Wild Unknowns.
Yes.
Because they're by the same creator. So this isn't technically a tarot deck, it's oracle deck. So it's a little different. They have I see them as 2 separate entities. Like so the tarot deck has a lot of rules, it's very structured. Yeah. It goes along with the major arcans, the wands, swords, XYZ, might have different names, but they have the base stuff. Whereas we already have our card.
Whereas
we are a swan.
Ooh, all right. We'll get into that, but finish your thought process.
Yeah, so oracle decks are really their own entities, and they can be based on anything. So these ones are based on animals. So they have like the water, wind, earth aspect, but they're based on the land animals.
Okay. Maybe it could be like related to the colors, because I know that there's like it's a very black and white deck, but then there's like specks of colors. And with the predators, I noticed that the colors are actually on the animals themselves versus with the prey, the colors are around them.
Maybe.
A good example of that is
Swan. So she has a beautiful little reflection in the water. She's swimming away. Her eyes are actually closed, which could mean one of two things. Either she's sleeping or she's just relaxed and comfortable, like she's having a leisurely swim. And then on top of her, there's actually an upside down triangle, which, if memory serves me right, that's water.
Yes.
And then it's filled in black. And then around her is a nice, beautiful hue of yellows, greens, and blues. So it's more of like a cool tone.
Very pretty. And it does kind of have like a mirroring image to it because it's like there's a swan above, and then what I assume is it floating in the water.
Yeah, I was gonna say it gives like the reflection.
Yeah.
Perspective. So when you look at this card, like, what do you see? What do you perceive? What does it mean?
So with swans, they're very elegant, simple creatures, but they are kind of mysterious because they're just kind of aloof. They're just floating around. You don't really know what's going on. Like you see them as these gentle creatures, but underneath their feet are just
they're always moving.
They're always moving. They're very territorial, but very regal at the same time. And with the mirror, it almost seems like you have options. It's like almost like you're looking into endless possibilities with the water and reflection. It's just gonna be like, and almost like you are projecting what you want.
Oh, okay. I like that. See, okay. Story time. When I see this card, I think of a very specific person in my life.
Oh.
Just because, like, when he and I first moved in together, we were in Corner Brook, and we would always take the trails next to the Glen Mill Inn. And for anybody who lives in Corner Brook, Newfoundland, you know what I'm talking about. There used to be 2 swans that would constantly be swimming in that water. And there was a time where he and I were walking the trails together, and he never met a swan. And like, if you know birds, you know that they're not aggressive creatures, so to speak, but if you get too close, they're gonna let you know. Anyways, he didn't realize that birds are a little bit, territorial. And he was trying to feed the swan by hand. And it followed us through the whole trail, and we ran as fast as we could. So whenever I see this, I just think about that one moment where we actually found by swan.
Yeah, I can see that.
So when I see this, I think of like very like family oriented memories, and the swan's eyes are closed. So it's almost like self-reflection and looking back into your past self and finding happy memories to continue moving forward. So for me, it's like very focused on the reflection of the swan when I see this card.
Okay.
It's reflecting on past things that you've done and like happy memories. Lots of good, happy feelings.
Oh, that's so cute.
But what does the book say? Because I know that's not the case.
Could be. Effortless, creative, sensitive, mystique, elegant power. The swan represents our highest creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess of
Saraswati.
The embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry. Rise on the back of the graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to be fluid through the realms of writing, creativity, and reflection. This poignant healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly when the swan appears. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision waiting to be revealed. When in balance, infinite creative power. When out of balance, irritable, snippy, and lacking a vision. To bring back into balance, solo time and writing.
See, this is what I love about this deck. The fact that it actually like shows when you're in balance versus out of balance, and like how to bring yourself back to it. That's so great. The first time that I read something in your tarot decks, because your tarot decks don't reach me, but it's because like I don't touch them enough to actually like get them connected to me. That's the first time I read.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is fantastic.
Oh, okay. That's so good.
Good way to start the podcast.
It is off to a great start.
Thank you. All right, well, let's have a little water break, and then we will get into Allie's segment.
Oh?
All right, so we are going to get into your second competition in 2024.
Yes.
It was 2 weeks, or no, it wasn't even 2 weeks after.
It was
first.
exactly 2 weeks after my
Exactly
first.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So the first one was April 13th. This was April 27th.
Wow.
So no, it was really good. This was the first sanctioned event. So the competition we did in April on the 16th in Summerside, that was just like a local show, more for fun. And this one was like underneath the Strongman Corporation bracket type of situation.
Okay.
So no, there was a lot of people, 55, the most that's ever been to a Strongman competition in the Maritimes.
55 competitors.
55 competitors.
That's including male and female.
Yes.
Hey? Okay. Wow.
Yep. And so I was in the novice group, and there was 5 of us.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's so nice, though. Good time frame.
But it was a very quick show. Like we started at 10 and we were done by 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a very smooth run show. So the first event was the Farmer's Hole. I was up last. And so there was 4 lanes going at the same time, so it made it go a lot faster.
Nice.
So I was up last. So it did get a little mixed up because like some novice went and then others started jumping in. They kind of forgot about the rest of us, so it got a little goofy there.
Yeah.
But it all worked out.
Numbers. We're not used to having that many people. That's what it is.
I don't know. Like I don't know what happened there, to be honest. First event, first time. So that one I did pretty good. I got personal best at a minute and 12 seconds.
Okay.
But unfortunately that did put me in last place. There was one girl who held for almost 2 minutes.
Wow. That's insane.
But no, it was really good. It was no problem there. So going into that, it was kind of nice. I was right beside one of my fellow Island Strength and Power guys, Brendan. He did amazing. So it was kind of nice to be side by side with him. I'll give him a good motivator, and the other teammates were there too, so it was really good. And then the second event was the Zercher carry. So that one was fast.
Can you like walk me through Zercher carry? Because I was watching it on live, but like there was somebody kind of in the way, so I couldn't see what the mechanism was.
So the Zercher carry, it's the yoke, so it's down much lower. So it's usually just chest level, where normally you have it on your back. So you have it in your forearms. So you can do it one of 2 ways, where you can kind of like. A way I do is I push one hand over it and you pick it up. I pick it up very high, so I picked it up more on my collarbone. So I get really low and pick it up high, and then you walk with it as long as you can. So ours was relatively light, so it was 200 pounds, and so with us, I was able to keep it up on your chest, but you want it up higher so that as you're walking, if it slides down, you have less time before it hits the bottom type situation. Our times were ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
The winner, who was Christiane from Island Strength and Power, she got like, I want to say it was like 5.4 seconds. And I came in last with 7 seconds, but it was a personal best.
Yeah.
And I knew that one was not going to be my event. I knew that was a speed event, and I'm just not a speedy person.
Well, I mean, not only that, it's because I've had the experience of carrying, like doing the Zercher carry, and like having it on your chest here. It doesn't hurt for the first few seconds, but when you're walking with it, like not only you're doing cardio, but you're carrying 200 pounds on your chest, like it weighs on you, and it makes it difficult to breathe.
Yeah, but it's only 40 feet, so it's like basically pick it up, don't breathe, and you go.
Yeah.
And ours was say I was the slowest at 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So like it was, but there was other people who were used the whole minute. Like we had a whole minute. So ours was very light. So yeah, I knew I'd come in last for that one. I was I didn't come in last for the farmer's carry. I came in second to last, because one girl went ahead of me and then I went.
Yeah.
For the Zercher carry. But no, I was very proud of that. It was personal best, I'd say, but it was super duper fast.
Yeah.
And then the other event was the
trap bar deadlift.
Trap bar deadlift, right. So that one, because I was last, I was first up. And so with that, it's touch and go. So you can pretty much almost like bounce off the, so I felt really good with that. So in my head, I was shooting between 20 to 25 reps. I got 22. I am a little disappointed in that performance though, because I went super fast out of the gate and then I burnt out.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if I didn't practice that. It was going consistent for a minute. And I think that would have done me better, like, because I would have gotten a few more reps.
Slow and steady.
Yeah, instead of going fast. And like everyone else did really great on that event too. And there was a lot, I think the winner got 27 reps.
Yeah.
And so really great. So I was, but I was personally a little disappointed in that one because I knew I could have done better with it. And if I had thought about, maybe just pacing myself instead of going balls to the wall, because like I was going really fast and I was banging them out, but then I couldn't keep that pace.
Yeah.
So that's just something to work on in the future. It was a great show. So I was very impressed with everyone who did that.
This was your first time doing the trap bar deadlift too in a competition.
In a
wasn't it?
competition,
Yeah.
yes. I've done trap bar. Trap bar is actually one of my favorite deadlifts.
Yes.
I think it suits my body. I feel like I can do a lot heavier weights. I like having the I don't know what the grip is, but it's by my side compared to the front.
Yeah.
So it is my favorite one.
We have like a group chat for Allie's competitions to keep up to date with everything while it's live, which is kind of like a fun little thing to do. And we thought that you had 23, but the last didn't count. Do you want to explain that? Like, did you not lock it, or?
I locked it after the whistle.
Oh, so it didn't count.
Yeah. So I had, it looked like I got 23 reps, but that last one I just didn't get it up and locked out fast enough before the whistle went.
So do you mind me asking? Because I remember you and I had a conversation about like, if it's off the ground, then the rep counts. So what events are those compared to this one now where you actually had to lock it in place?
So it depends on the competition and the promoter. So it changes. And so that's something that we discussed in the athletes meeting. And they had said that like, whistle's done, whistle's done. And even with the sandbag, same thing. That wasn't a rule that they had for this particular one. Like if you, like, I think they said if it was on your chest, then it would count. But like if you were still like lapping the sandbag, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Like for my last competition, I struggled with that last one for like probably 10 seconds after the whistle went.
Yeah.
And so to get that extra point, but they made it very clear that was not happening in this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one.
Okay.
It really just depends. Like it's the promoter's prerogative. You asked that in the athletes meeting.
No, that's really good to know because sometimes people like myself, like I'm still a little bit of a newcomer to strongman and the sport itself. So watching the live and understanding the rules versus like actually understanding it's not the same for every competition. Everyone has a different type of ruling and scheduling for those events. So it's really nice to know about that aspect of it because sometimes you'll look and you'll be like, hey, he got that. Like it was above ground. Like, why doesn't that count? So it's always good to know ahead of time. Like they had discussions. So even the athletes can't argue with the ruling because it's already been set ahead of time.
Yeah. And there are some rules that are kind of like universally known. So there was in the log lift, which was the next event, one of the competitors, Cole, he did a fantastic lift, and it was, I want to say 285 pounds, and he was going, and he started to stumble, and it touched the top of his head.
Oh my God.
And so then he locked it out.
Yeah.
And because he touched the top of his head, it didn't count.
Wow.
And then they're like, well, it wasn't mentioned in the rules, and it was one of those assumed rules.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Like he didn't use his head to like rest or anything. It just touched the top of his head.
Yeah.
And like it was kind of a questioning call because his referee who was calling it said yes, but the head judge said no.
Yeah, because they do that too sometimes. If they're like not certain, they'll do a little judge jury. They'll talk. It
wasn't. They didn't talk about it.
Oh, okay. No.
The head judge said no.
Just what it is.
But if there was I at least from what I observed, it looked like like say he got the down command. It looked like he was going to be getting the rep, but then the head judge said no. So the head judge says no. The head judge says no.
Okay.
But it is kind of a universal thing, and it was a very questioning. Like in my opinion, he totally got the lift because he didn't use his head to like rest on. It just touched the top.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Yeah.
But one of those things.
No, that's. At the end of the day, like you said, if the head judge saying no, then you just gotta like accept it. Like that's just God's law.
Yeah,
it's
basically.
And then it's called a max log. So can you explain that to me? Is it like a different length from a regular log, or is it just the name of the event?
Just maximum weight.
Okay.
Versus reps. So usually, like with a log event, it means you're going to a maximum number. So you go as far as you can go. Okay. Versus reps, where you have a set weight and you do as many reps as you can in a minute. Okay. So this one, it was just like it's going up and down. Once it goes up, it does not go down. So with this one, it started out at 80, which is very light for me. It's less than my warm up.
Yeah.
So I came in and I Viper pressed it up. And then I had came in with a game plan that I was going to go 80 as my warm up,
Mhm.
skip 90, do 100, skip 110, do 120.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think there'll be that many out doing 120. So the day of, I did the first ones, and then I got to the 100, and then I started questioning myself. I really was like, oh, should I do that? And then I was kind of talking to my teammates, and they're like, nope, stick with the plan. Like, you can lift 120.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm like, it's just like, there's no point in doing it. So I did skip 2. I was the only person who skipped.
Wow.
Everyone else did all the reps. And that's just a strategy wise. So because I'm like, I'm saving energy.
Yeah.
And so then there was me and one girl, a very impressive presser as well. And so we were getting up to it, and she's a great bench presser, but she's never tried how much you can get on a log.
Okay.
So we got up to the 140, which was like a really nice one. I got it up, and like I struggle with the clean,
Yeah.
so that means getting it to my chest. But once it's to my chest, I can usually get the lift. So that was like, okay, it did go to my chest quite easily. Like a little extension, but nothing. I didn't have to fight with it like I've had to fight with it in training before. So that was nice.
Yeah.
So I got to my chest, pressed it, no problem. Then she got it. She had to fight a little bit to get it to her chest. But she was very similar to me. I think she was like, once I get to my chest, it's fine.
Yeah.
So then we did, and so I did 120, 130, 140. Then we both tried the 150, and I couldn't get it to my chest.
Mhm.
And so at that point, I was first up, so we had to wait and see if she could get it, and she was once again the same thing, couldn't get it to her chest. So we ended up tying on that event.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because your highest lift for logs in gym was 145.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you wrote in the chat that you got 140, I was like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, I was comfortable getting 140.
Mhm.
I knew 150 was something I hadn't gotten, but like
Okay.
you never know. You're in the competition vibe. Like
Yeah.
it was doable. But I would have liked to get it, but like I'm happy with what I did.
I think so.
I'm impressed at how high we went. Like we were,
Yeah.
I think we did higher than both of the 72 girls, I think. But like she also didn't get pushed, so she might not have needed to go higher than that because there was only 2 competitors
Yeah.
in the under 73 category, I think is what it was.
Okay.
So one girl didn't make the 125 is what their starting weight was. So the other girl just had to do the 125. So, but it was kind of cool that we were higher than that.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of broken records that day. So the under 74 kilograms, she got a national record. The women's masters and the women's open got a national record at over 200 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was impressive.
That's amazing.
There was a moment though. So we have a team division, which was really exciting because they're the up and comers. They're the more people who are coming. It was just 3 boys, and so I don't remember the weight of it. I'd have to look it up. But he went to do the log lift, and so those ones are judged by Maxime Boudreau. So he's a well-established strongman and qualified judge. So these are national records. And if we were going for a national record, he had to judge it.
Yeah.
And so we did. So I don't know the weight, but this young guy, he got it up. He locked it out, but he dropped it at the top.
Oh.
Didn't count.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, I hate that. You're so close, and then time's up.
No, didn't follow the rules.
Damn.
Says the rule is made very clear that you cannot drop it from the top. You have to, like, you don't have to, like, put it to your chest, put it to your lap.
You
You
just
have
bring it down.
Bring it down with control.
Yeah.
He didn't bring it down with control. He got it and just dropped it. And it was a pure excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt bad for the guy. But he'll learn. I'll never do that again.
You know what? He'll get it, though.
Oh, he already did. Like, he got the lift.
Yeah.
Just didn't count.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is, like, I think one of the worst things to do.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad at myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's such like a, I hate to say it's a rookie mistake.
100% rookie mistake.
You get so.
It's like no shock.
Yes, you get so in your head, and then like you know that you got it, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm excited, and then you just kind of like forget about all the rest of the stuff, and then the technicalities.
Yep.
There's so much ruling. Like there's so many rules now.
There isn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's too many rules.
Well, compared to like the old days back in the beginning.
Well, no, there was no.
Yeah. there were no rules back in the beginning.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. Like before, it was just so easy going, and if you got hurt, you got hurt. But now, like, there's so many technicalities to make sure that people are being safe and playing fairly with the other competitors that you really need to watch what you're doing, because otherwise, like, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot there.
He did.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sucks.
It sucks, but it was like it's a moment he won't forget. And we went and joked with him. We were like, "You got your Eddie Hall moment," because Eddie Hall did the exact same thing, not with the log, but with the deadlift. He broke the world record deadlift at, I want to say, 465 pounds. He got top, locked out, and dropped at the top. And then he came back to pull the 500 kilogram.
Yeah.
So that's going to fuel him.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's biggest failures are your biggest motivators.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The last event, I think we're at the last event.
Yep, the sandbag to shoulder.
Sandbag to shoulder. So this one,
ugliest. I hate this event.
It's like, I don't like it, but I would not say it's it's not the worst or the ugliest, not by any means.
No?
No.
What do you think's the ugliest event?
Zerk.
The Zerks?
Oh, Zerk, yeah. It's disgusting. It's the worst.
It's just like on your chest. Like for me to not be able to breathe like that, I'd start panicking.
Yeah. I guess like we didn't do it. The one I did wasn't as heavy as like some of the guys. Like they were turning blue.
Oh
yeah. No, the Zerk I'd have to say, and even the guys are like the Zerk is the worst.
Yeah.
The Shield's also pretty terrible.
Oh, Shield seems annoying.
It's
to carry.
terrible.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
But yeah, so this one was the sandbag to shoulder. So because at the last of the event, like I had won that event, but because it goes by the overall score at the end, I was in last place going into it, which kind of sucked. So that definitely hurt my ego a bit, but I was like, okay, what it is. And so when I was going in, I hadn't gotten the 150. And so I had originally said, I'm like, I'm going to work on getting the sandbag, or the 100 bag. So with this one, it had two categories. You can either do 100 for reps or 150 for reps. No, the 150 be any of the 100.
Yeah. These are pounds, by the way.
Yes, pounds. And so I talked to the guys before, and they're like, just go for the 150. If you don't get it, go to the 100. I was like, okay. So I was up first, and I was like, I had not gotten it. I had been very close. And so I had pulled it up, and I got it up, and I threw it on my shoulder, and you could see it on my face. I'm excited to get it. So I got that one, and then I went and did it again. The second one was a lot harder, but we got it up, and then I picked up this for the third. I was like, no. So then I went and picked up the 100 bag. Yeah. So the reason I picked up the 100 bag is someone else got the 200, or sorry, 150 for two.
Yeah.
But didn't get the 100. I would have beaten them because so that's why.
Yeah.
And it was like as much as I could do in a minute. I go. Everyone was very excited. I had cheering, which was really appreciative because like I was like, I'd never done this. This is PR. I've been working on that sandbag for
that
months.
150 is an evil little sandbag.
He's a bitch. But
I can't even like not to like compare and contrast, but there was 3 different weights for the sandbag. It was like 50, 100, and 150. Is that what it was?
No, only 2. 100 and 150.
It was just 100 and 150. Okay. In the gym, I do the 50. I can do the 50, no problem. I try to do the 100. I can get it to my knees, and I can't get it to my chest.
Yeah.
I can't use my legs to get up. And it's so funny because there's other girls that have the same problem. But to think that you actually did it with the 150, because you struggle the same thing with locking it back up.
Yeah, I get it. For me, I struggle lapping it.
Yeah.
But I worked on a new technique where I basically row it into my chest.
Yeah.
And then I hook my left arm, and then it's up.
Okay, so you use same arm.
Yeah. So apparently I didn't realize, like, because I was saying, I'm like, I realized what I had done wrong at the last one is I went to my right shoulder.
Yeah.
And I always go to my left, and the guys are like, go to your left? And they were like all dumbfounded, just trying to think, like, I don't think I could do that. I'm like, oh, I just didn't, like, I can't say I've noticed, but I'm like, yeah, no, I go to my left. But I actually didn't even do that hooking technique at that one. So because what I did is I picked it up to my chest, and then I kind of went like this, but the way I had practiced doing it, I was still bent over, and I hooked my arm.
Nice.
I didn't do that in the competition, but I still got her, so it's all matters.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
We got it done. I was so proud.
And you beat your expectations.
Oh, absolutely. Doing it once was a big PR for me.
Doing it twice.
Damn. Yeah.
Man.
And it was very exciting. You could definitely see, like, you could tell, like, I got a lot of cheers. No one else in the novice even touched the 150.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so to end on a really good high with that 150-pound, not once but twice, was I was
That's a
ecstatic.
nice feeling.
Yeah, it was.
Girl, I'm proud of you, man.
I too. I'm very proud of myself.
When you wrote that you got the 150, I was like, I cannot wait to see that footage.
Yeah, I was like, I was, and then I was like, my sister who was there videoing was like sending videos, and she kept on sending the logs. I'm like,
Yeah.
Whitney, send the sandbag, and she was like, I'm trying. It just wasn't loading because we were like in a warehouse gym, no internet.
Yeah.
And so finally she sent it because like I went and
So
see the
complicated.
video, and like the guys said you could see it on my face when I got the 150.
Oh, yeah.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was very
The
proud.
color comes back to your face.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
got
so
a big
cool.
smile on my face, so you could tell. I was very excited about that.
Yeah.
So I ended up. I actually just found out right before here. I actually tied for third.
Yeah, you did.
And so the tiebreaker, which they announced ahead of time, would have been the farmer's hold, and so the girl who came in first or came in third was she did like almost 2 minutes on the farmer's hold.
Oh,
So she did amazing. So and it was her first competition. She's so nice.
Wow.
But yeah, so it was kind of nice to find out, like, because my goal was top 3. So to come to find out, I did technically finish in third.
Yeah.
But like with the placement and whatnot, I came in fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what you wrote in you were like finalization overall score. I got 4th place.
yeah,
And then when I came here today, you're like, oh,
literally,
I actually tied for third.
literally just, and it was funny because I heard them talking about a tie,
Yeah.
but I really didn't think it was me. I thought it was a tie between the first and second, or second and third. I mean, to find out their placement. I didn't realize it was between me.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the numbers. I guess I could have done the math, but I didn't.
Who needs to do math after lifting weights?
I lifted the 150. I was ecstatic. I didn't really care.
You won in your mind.
I
You're
did.
Like, yeah, I got a PR with the
Big
sandbags.
Yeah.
PR with the sandbags is a big day.
Big time.
But yeah.
So yeah, so no, I'm like I say, I was slightly disappointed, but overall I am happy with my performance. Definitely some things to work on and things. That's why I'm like really gonna be buckling down before my next competition.
But I just gotta say it, like you're beating yourself up over the deadlifts. I gotta just mention this because we were talking about what you wanted to work on before this competition. You were talking about your speed.
Yeah.
Throughout every single event that you did amazing with your speed. Improved. Even though that it did cost you that event, all of the other events, you shown improvement in your speed. So I think that should be something that you should like consider as like a win as well. Even though it costs you for your deadlift, I get it.
But like
I'm happy
with that.
Especially considering like comparing it to your first comp with the Dinley Stones and the no chalk. I think you did a
like 30 seconds.
I think you did a fantastic job there.
No, I agree with that.
And then when it comes to deadlift, yes, it kind of was your crutch. It kind of did you dirty. Yeah. I'll say it like that. But then like with the Zercher carry, it really did you good. And with sandbags, I think the speed.
We can't judge the sandbag.
No.
Because I didn't do. If I had done just the 100 and I got more, then I could say, yeah, we did better on speed. Okay. But because I was focused on I only technically lifted 3 bags. Yeah. Whereas my last time I did lifted 7. Mm-hmm. But you can't compare them because they're different weights. Okay. So I don't see that because like I took my time to make sure that I got it correct. Yeah. So I don't see that as a speed event. Like I definitely could try it next time to see if I can get that third up in that time. Yeah. But it was like say it was a long day. It was a fast day, and so like.
But the fact that you still had energy enough to be able to like consider the 150 and to get it twice.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like I guess I wouldn't say that as speed, more as endurance. Yeah. I guess so. Because when I think of speed as I am moving and I am going. Whereas endurance and stamina and strength and consistency. Okay. I would say yes. Okay. But I guess maybe it's the wrong term.
No, I'm just coming from a cardio perspective. So like speed and endurance, it kind of blends in together because of the stamina perspective. Yeah. When you're running faster, you got more stamina, you can go for longer distances.
But I need to be more of a sprint than long distance. Okay. Because I need to be able to move real fast, real quick for a minute. Okay. And then sometimes 90 seconds, max 90 seconds. Yeah. Whereas I don't need a marathon. Yeah. I need a marathon to complete the day, that's for sure, but not a marathon for the event itself.
Okay. I get that.
I'm a 100-meter dash girl.
Oh. You know, that's one thing I'd never tried.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I ever will. Maybe one day.
No.
But I still think it's a little accomplishment. So I just wanted to like congratulate you on
Well,
that.
thank you. I
Because it is
appreciate it.
something that you said you wanted to work on. And I did notice that. Like compared to your last event, especially. Only like 2 weeks difference. But I did notice a difference.
Mhm.
And I did
So
want to
there was a combination of factors in that too. So with the last event 2 weeks ago, we had a long break. It was a long day. We had an hour and a half. Oh, we had 2 hours in between the events.
Oh,
You
that's
You
right.
get cold.
Yeah.
You get tired. You get like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas with this competition, it's bam, 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 bam. Like the log took a little longer
Yeah.
just because they're like. By the time I was done, there was still a lot of people who hadn't even started category wise, and like any max event does take a bit longer. So it was, I want to say maybe a half an hour,
Yeah.
compared to like the rest, which was like more like half an hour longer. So maybe an hour compared to everything else was about a half an hour in between.
Yeah.
So there was less rest time, so you're still warm, you're still active, you're still firing,
Mhm.
and you don't get time to realize how tired you are.
Yeah.
Like you were tired by no stretch of the imagination.
But you can push through it.
Yeah.
Versus if you have longer time, you're just like, oh, kind of like when you after you eat.
Yeah.
The first hour or two, you're just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. You're just driving through, and then after an hour or two, like after the 2 hour mark, you're just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go home.
Right.
No, I get that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, yeah. So no, I'm very happy with how that went.
I think I honestly, considering that you thought you were 4th place, now you realize you're tied for 3rd.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it here again now. In your first year of competing, your first competition ever, you got 2nd place.
Yep.
And then you went in for your 2nd competition, you got 3rd place.
Yep.
Last week when we did, not last week, sorry. Last episode when we talked about your first comp for this year, we talked about you getting 2nd place for your first competition in 2024, and you made a little joke about what are the odds that I'll get 3rd place in my 2nd competition. I really think you jinxed yourself there, Miss. It's so funny that it kind of worked out that way. Yeah. Yeah, but you're still on the podium for the first 2 events that you've done this year. You've kept consistent with the last 2 events that you did last year. You're on the podium for all of it.
No, I wasn't on the podium though.
Well, no, but you got 3rd place. I considered that bronze. You know.
But see, I didn't get there though. I technically got 4th because you can't have a tie. Yeah. I tied on points, which I'm very proud of, which is awesome. Yeah. But like it was, but I don't want to take away from the actual 3rd.
No, absolutely not.
So I don't want to say that.
I'm gonna be your bestie. I'm gonna be your hype woman. I'm gonna say that you're 3rd place.
She's too high. You need to be realistic. I didn't get 3rd. I did get 4th.
You tied for points.
I tied for points. Yes,
there you
but
go.
I got 4th. I'm happy with that.
That's what we'll title it as.
Okay.
Tied for points. You're doing another few competitions in July and then another one in August. Do you want to give a little tidbit or a little sneak peek to our viewers about that, or shall we take a little water break? So, just a little recap about New Brunswick Strongest 2024. Farmer's Hold, we had the expectation for 45 to 50 seconds. You held it for
a minute and 12 seconds. I had to think.
There you go. Zercher carries, it was 200 pounds going in. You didn't really have any expectations for yourself because this was like your first time actually doing it in a competition, an event. And you actually did like extremely well there.
Yes, I would definitely say that it was a PR there. I don't remember the times I did in training, but this was definitely a PR for sure.
Yeah, this was definitely
under 10 seconds. Yeah, baby.
That's a dub. Then we had the trap bar deadlift. You were expecting 20 to 25 reps. You still withstood yourself in that time, that rep range. You reached 22 reps. 23 if the whistle didn't count. Didn't count. Then we got the max log. We started at your warm-up weight of 80 pounds, and then it reached to 120. That was your expectations. You actually over-exceeded those expectations and reached 140. You tried the 150, but she just wouldn't go up for you.
Nope.
And then
very happy with that.
Absolutely, I take that as a dub. And then,
I did dub.
I was going to say, considering that your other athlete couldn't do it either. So I was like, yeah,
no, we tied for first.
And then last but certainly not least, we did the sandbag to shoulder. You had the expectation of just doing the 100-pound sandbag and just doing 7 to 8 reps. You actually overexceeded your expectations for a second time this competition. You got 150-pound sandbags twice, and you got first place in that event.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo! But yeah, I think that was fantastic, considering that there was over 50 competitors, and this was in St. John, New Brunswick. This was in your home province.
Yeah.
I think that was a really successful run.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with that.
So now we are going to go into our next segment. We are going to talk about your competitions.
But yeah, so we're going to be talking about my next competition, what's going to be coming up. So actually, at the end of the New Brunswick Strongest, we're all just sitting there shooting the gab, waiting for the closing ceremony. And one of the producers for the WIS, which is Strongest Woman in Canada, qualifiers, kind of was chatting away, and I was like, "Hey, do you know anyone else who'd be interested in doing this?" So my coach Andrew's started nudging me. I was like, "What?" What?
Trying to recover from the 150-pound sandbag.
Still dying. Yeah. And they were like, "Yeah, no, there's still an opening. It's this is kind of a great opportunity. We have people who've never done strongman before. It's totally okay if you can't get anything, but it's kind of a cool opportunity." I was like, "Well, maybe." So I got him to send me the information. I literally had 3 days to decide. I got the information, I want to say Sunday, maybe Monday, I don't remember, and I had to
deadline was May 1st.
May 1st,
Yep.
yeah. So I was hemming and hawing, and I talked to some people. I was like, this is kind of a cool opportunity. When am I going to get this chance again? It's an opportunity. And then I'm looking at the events. I'm like, I don't think I'll zero.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is not to zero. So it was very exciting to get asked to do the Atlantic qualifier for Strongest Woman in Canada.
So flattering.
It is. It was a little intimidating. I was like, I don't really belong here, but I kind of just take it as, it's an opportunity to do it.
You don't know unless you try.
Exactly.
And then you got to wear your war paint.
Oh yeah, I definitely am going to be wearing war paint for this one. So the events are an arm over arm pull, which sounds really fun, an axle deadlift at 13 inches, 300 pounds, a 20-pound jump. Sandbag loading medley. Back to my freaking sandbags. I just got the 150, and that's the starting weight.
You can't run away from it.
Nope. So it's 150, 200, 250, or two 200s, and 225-pound bags. So that's gonna be disgusting.
I see what you mean now about not getting zero.
Yeah.
This is intense.
Overhead pressing medley starting at 135. A sandbag toss over a 12-inch bar, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40.
Wow.
So the goal is not to zero.
That's insane. Okay.
So with those events, I definitely feel like I can get at least 1 point. So I'm I won't zero. That's the goal of this whole thing.
Is this going to be a trial for open for you?
Potentially. I have to kind of look at the logistics of the open aspect on whether this will mean I have to go to the open. I don't know.
Just because it's such a big jump.
Yep.
For weights. You and I were talking about this off camera. And I was like, oh, you're definitely, you're going to try to go for it.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to be on the podium. I'm like, girl, no. No.
After hearing those weights. And the fact that the first event is arm to arm.
Arm over arm. I'm excited to do that one, to be honest. I've never done that.
I don't even know what to expect to come from that.
I have no idea.
Honestly?
Nope.
I think I've seen it maybe once or twice.
It's more, you probably not that much because it's more of a truck pull where you're pulling against, but this one you're seated and you're pulling. Yeah. Actually, it was at the Rogue.
Yes.
That's an arm over arm.
That was the one time that I seen it. And it was just I don't know.
The rowing machine and I are gonna be best friends. I've already decided. So with that, going into that, I have that competition July 6th, and then I have the Summer Showdown on July 20th. So I'm really buckling down and working on getting back into shape, working on my weaknesses, and so that I come up as the best I can in July. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Make sure to work on those glutes.
On them glutes. My glutes do not like to fire. They sleep all the time.
Man, you know what? It's actually really difficult to activate your glutes.
Yes.
And I know a lot of...
I'm very quad dominated.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm trying to think of what their titles are, but essentially it's like personal trainers.
Yeah.
They'll say that women have more strength in their legs and men have more strength in their arms, but like trying to activate your upper glutes versus your bottom glutes.
Yep.
It's so crazy.
Yep.
And until you try it, like I highly recommend it if you ever go to the gym or if you're trying to like progress in the gym and you're trying to work on your booty for the summer. Get that Kim K booty for the summer.
Booty popping.
Doing lower leg exercises versus lower back exercises, activating those glutes in different areas, it's so much more difficult than you imagine.
Oh, it is, yeah, and that's something I've always struggled with. Like,
Yeah.
even like quads or squats, lunges, deadlifts. I very rarely feel them in my glutes, so I have to really work on, and that is a task that I'm planning to do, is to work on my glute activation.
I found that elevated Bulgarian squats helped.
Yep.
That was the first time that I actually felt my lower glutes activating.
There's this, it's kind of like a pulsing Bulgarian squat.
Ooh.
That sucks, that my trainer, thanks Blair, tortured me with. And I did feel then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to use it then.
That's when you're actually like holding on to the dumbbell, or are you holding on to a kettle?
I'm not holding on to anything.
You're just doing them by weight.
Body weight.
Oh, okay.
And you're pulsing.
Yeah.
And it's like you shoot your hips back and drop down.
Yeah.
It's very challenging.
Yeah.
Oh. But you feel it.
Oh yeah, it works.
It does the job.
It just sucks.
Yeah, so no, I'm very excited to be an honor to be asked to join that. So I'll be getting ready for that in my next competition.
I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see what you accomplish in that, because like you're going in with like no expectations.
I have zero.
Just
zero.
Reach zero.
That's the goal. The goal is to like get. I know I can do a 300-pound deadlift. I've done that, but other than that,
we'll see where it goes.
I have no sweet clue.
I'm so excited to see arm over arm.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I think that one's gonna be a lot of fun.
You're really good over like truck pulls, so I can only imagine what you're gonna be like for this, because you're just sitting, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you can use your legs to like push. That's what I basically. I assume it'll be a board or something you set, so you just squat up like the rowing machine. So you like how you go up, squat up, and then you pull back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing this. So the rowing machine and I are gonna be best friends.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make sure that you're like working on your lower back a little bit too, so that way you have that support. Because like I find with the rows, when you're in that position, even just like trying to take a break, because if you move forward, then you're losing the tension on the rope. So you have to keep it up like this. And I've actually been doing that for core exercises. It sucks.
Yeah, I got to work on the core. That's another one it's very underutilized, but it's such a good resource. So
for you. And then the second one is the 20th. Do you know what the events are for that one yet, or they haven't been released?
Some of them have been released, so that one's gonna be another gross one. So we have the Shield into Farmer's Carry, which just sounds absolutely disgusting.
We were talking about shields earlier.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for killing us. The keg press medley, which is going to be interesting. I haven't gotten the 150 yet, but I did get the 125.
Wow.
I know there's going to be a mystery event, which is going to be really exciting. So with the mystery event, like we're not going to know until after everyone is registered. And so they said it was going to be something that it's anyone can do. Like you don't need to train for. So it's like a classic strength exercise.
So I gotta ask you about the kegs. I know that you're trying to search something.
Yep.
But with the keg,
it's a keg press.
Keg press. So do you have to wrap your arms around the keg and lift up, or is there handles?
So there is one side that has a handle, and then there's like a lip on the other.
Okay.
So the way I do it staggered. So I have my weaker arm is on the lower part. It takes a lot of brain power, actually. I have to really think about it. So my brain, my weaker arm, which is my left, is on the lower part, and the other is here. So that when I bring it up to my chest, my arm is already partly extended. So I just have to press up this one a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's the same as an overhead press action.
Absolutely. Same idea.
With a keg.
Yep.
So more awkward to actually
way
lift
more
and
awkward
shift around, because these kegs are filled with sand supposedly.
Yes.
So if anybody's actually, I'll chat away while you're looking at this stuff. So if anybody like has any experience with the sandbags itself, they know it's really awkward because it
moves around so much. So with the keg, there's no movement, but inside there is, which just makes it so much more because you don't know exactly. With a sandbag, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. With a sandbag, you can see it moving. So you like it's awkward and shifting, but you can actually like have control over that because you can move that shiftment with where you move your hands underneath the bag. Versus with the keg, you're just lifting the keg. You don't know where the sand's sitting. You just have to make sure that when you pick it up, you got time to adjust it, which is where Allie's talking about having it on your chest and then pressing it upward and using the weaker hand for the lower part because she needs to be able to actually like shift it like an hourglass. She has to shift the sand so that way it's balanced so she can actually put it up over her head without causing more excess energy. Science. Actually, I don't know. Physics. That's science.
Sandbag over bar.
They're really popular, right?
Oh yeah, sandbag is a very much a classic one that will be used all the time.
Yeah.
We have a Bar Deadlift.
Nice.
I'm excited, and then we have a mystery event that we do.
Atlas stones. What
We
would you do?
What do you mean?
Like, what would you do with the stones? Like stones to shoulder, maybe.
So I just want to go over the events because I think we got a little lost.
Okay.
So the first event, it's the shield carrying to the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second event is the keg press. So we have 5 kegs that you get to press. I don't know if we have to press all of them or if it's like if we have a run where you have to press them all or if you just have to press the heaviest one.
As far as you can go.
Yeah, they haven't said that yet. Then there's a mystery event, which we don't know, which could be anything. And then we have the second, and then we have the Bar Deadlift.
Yeah.
And then we have sandbag over bar.
So the mystery's right in the middle.
Yes.
Oh, I hate that. I'd be anxious the first half.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a grip event.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that I could see it either being a grip event or a truck pull.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 things that I think it's going to be.
You know what popped in my brain? That's why I screamed.
What?
It would be so fucking funny to see everybody do a tug of war. Strongman tug of war.
They have done that before.
What if that's the mystery?
I don't think it will be the mystery.
I agree with you 100%.
It'd be hilarious.
Wholeheartedly. I think that it's going to be a group challenge because that just makes so much sense in the mid game.
But the thing is, usually when you're trying to look at it, you look at what components they have.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a deadlift, it would be a deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
If there wasn't a press, it would be a press.
Probably a yoke, maybe? No.
Maybe. But there is a grip event in the first half with the farmers.
Mm.
So I'm wondering, I'm thinking it might be a truck pull.
Maybe
an arm over arm. That'd be kind of cool. Because I just practiced that. So maybe.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you just did one.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be doing one.
Yes, I'll be doing one. But yeah, so we'll find out once everyone is registered what that last event is.
That's amazing.
It's kind of fun.
And then you actually have a third competition this summer, and that's going to be in August.
So that depends on how I do it at the showdown, because that is Atlantics. So Atlantics is August 25th.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know the events yet, and it will all depend on how I do it at the showdown.
Okay.
So if I'm in the novice category and I am in the and I finish in the top 3, then I'll get to go to Atlantics. If I do have to go to the Open, that's going to be a little bit more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. They did just talk about splitting up the novice into lightweight and heavyweight. So that says that's effective in June 1st. Yeah. So I don't know what that exactly means. So we'll find that out once they announce it.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely discuss with you guys once we know more information about that, get more of the logistics. Yeah. But I'm very excited for you. I mean, you are going to be doing potentially, you are going to be doing 5 competitions, ladies.
I would agree.
I think you're going to do the same with Strong Woman. Maybe.
Well, we'll see. I'll have to see how that goes.
We'll wait and see when that happens.
We'll keep you updated on the reviews.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. This was a really fun episode. I really enjoyed chatting with you about my competition and what's to come in the future. Mm-hmm. And you can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all at Strong SG Shuffle Podcast.
Yeah, and if you want to find us personally to get a little tidbit about what we've been doing or to keep an eye on Allie when she's doing our competitions, you can find us at Pandora_readings or
Allie_strongwoman.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you later.